In March 1801, Thomas Jefferson is sworn in as the third President of the United States. A brilliant scholar who wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776, Jefferson is determined to expand the nation's size and power. He lays out his vision in the first inaugural address.
The task is to lead a rising nation, spread over a wide and fruitful land, traversing all the seas, and advancing rapidly to destinies beyond the reach of the mortal eye.
The President asks Congress to fund an expedition to the Pacific. He wants to establish better relations with Indian tribes that have displaced by European settlers, and also to gain a larger share of profitable trade of the U.S. border.
In 1803, thanks to Jefferson's efforts, the U.S. buys a tract of 820,000 square miles from France. The Louisiana Purchase doubles the size of the U.S., pushing its western border from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains.
Here's the Louisiana Purchase, the Pacific Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean.
Ta-da! The land will come to encompass all or part of the 15 U.S. states.
Jefferson has a keen interest in the uncharted.
Adjectives not recorded or plotted on a map.
Territory beyond the Mississippi and wants to learn everything he can about the western half of the continent, so its waterways to its Mediterranean beaches.
He speaks with Meriwether Lewis, his secretary and a former U.S. Army captain.
There has to be a direct water route to the Western Ocean that will open us up shipping. I want you to find the route, Mr. Lewis, and you should establish trade with the Indians you meet. Let them know that they're the part of the United States.
This is the adventure I've dreamed of since I was a boy, Mr. President.
I want you to take notes and gather samples of plants and animals, but you'll need a second commander to help you.
I know just the man.
Lewis writes to an old Army friend, William Clark. Like Lewis, Clark is a native Virginian and also experienced frontierism.
Lewis and Clark spend months planning the journey. They pack guns, tools, and food, as well as gifts for the Native Americans they'll meet.
Lewis studied botany.
Botany. Adjective. Noun. The branch of biology dealing with plant life.
Medicine. I learned how to navigate by the stars. Lewis Clark recruited more than 30 men, including hunters and woodworkers.
On May 14, 1804, the Port of Volunteers for Northwestern Discovery, later known as the Port of Discovery, leaves St. Charles, Missouri. The group heads up the Missouri River towards west. Lewis sailed to Pittsburgh and two smaller canoe like vessels. Soon they passed the last white settlement.
I'm going to sketch every new species we encounter. The president will be fascinated.
He'll also be interested in the maps I'm making.
Indeed, but the going will soon get rough.
Most of the Indians the explorers meet are friendly and helpful. In October, the Mandan tribe, in what is now North Dakota, allows the group to build a fort where they spend the winter.
My friends, if we eat, you shall eat.
As a symbol of our gratitude, here's a silver medallion. bearing the likeness of your new great father, Thomas Jefferson.
While at Fort Mandan, Lewis and Clark hired Toussaint Charbonneau, a French-Canadian fur trader in Sacagawea, his Shoshone Indian wife, to be their interpreters along the route. Since 2000, a Sacagawea dollar coin has been minted in the U.S.
Sacagawea can help you get the horses you'll need to cross the Rocky Mountains where people live there. But she appears to be expecting a baby.
I'm very strong, and the baby can travel with us.
The trek resumes in spring of 1805. Even while caring for infant Jean-Baptiste, Sacagawea proves a valuable member of the force. She shows explorers how to dig for any roots to keep from starving. One day, she saves precious journals that fall into a river when a boat capsizes. As the Corps heads farther west, the landscape grows harsher. The explorers encounter hailstones, clouds of mosquitoes, and grizzly bears. When the expedition encounters the Great Falls of the Missouri River in what is now Montana, the men must carry their canoes and supplies over rough terrain for more than 18 miles.
It looks like you're lifting, Captain. I pulled 16 weight to make that 17 needles from my feet last night. They go right through these moccasins.
Look, you should rest, sir.
I'll be fine. All this trouble has been worth it once we find the river to the ocean.
The Corps trudges farther up into the Rocky Mountains. In August 1805, Lewis reaches the Levee Pass in the Continental Divide, where the rivers begin flowing west instead of east. There he glimpses what lies beyond the mountain range and not a flat plain and a river to the ocean, as he and Carter expected, but many more mountains, jagged and rocky, covered in snow.
There must be hundreds more miles of mountains. How will we get over them, Captain?
In the fall of 1805, the Corps is trapped by snow in the steep Bitterroot Mountains. There they run out of food.
The men aren't just eating horses to survive, they're eating candles. I've never been so cold or wet as I am in this terrible place.
After 11 days of misery, the group staggers up the mountain to meet Tennessee's tribe in what is now Idaho. The Indians feed them ravenous explorers and teach them a new way to make canoes. Now that the rivers are running westward, the expedition no longer has to paddle upstream. The Corps quickly travels down the Columbia River towards the Pacific.
Ocean in view. Oh, the joy!
The clock and the pole are actually still 20 miles from the end. Terrible storms keep them inland for weeks. In November 1805, the group finally reaches the Atlantic Ocean. Clark Riley notes it's anything but Pacific.
Pacific. Now let her see.
After traveling more than 4,100 miles, the Clark's Fort flat stop on the coast in what is now Oregon. And Larry, he spent the winter preparing for the trek back, which will be 6 hours.
When the men reach St. Louis in the fall of 1806, they are greeted as soldiers.
They look like we're all men. Such sunburned faces and only buckskin rags of clothes.
Everyone I know has given them up for dead.
3 cheers for the Corps.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Lewis and Clark didn't find a direct water route to the Pacific, but they proved that the continent could be crossed. The expedition helped the U.S. win the territory that would become the states of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, making the U.S. even more powerful. But their journey also hastened the destruction of many of the Indian tribes that helped the Corps survive.